Before we get into today's review, I just wanted to mention the sponsor of this video, Raid Shadow. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. But you did laugh though. Please laugh. Hello everyone, it is Briximus Prime back for another Transformers Rise of the Beasts Studio Series action figure review, and today we're looking at Optimus Primal. So let's just stop monkeying around and let's get into the packaging. Anywho, taking a look at the box here, we've got that Optimus Primal artwork right there on the front. It says Rise of the Beast Studio Series, Maximal Optimus Primal, number 106, Transformers Generations Rise of the Beasts. Here on the side, got a nice image there of Primal there in his robot mode. Authentic Transformers. Anyway, taking a look at the back side, it just shows some product images and things we'll be going over throughout this review. Optimus Primal and the Maximals guard a piece from the Transwarp Key from unwelcome visitors.
I'll take broken English for 800.
Just another shot right there of the ape right there, says leader class, and that's basically it for the packaging. And yeah, Optimus Primal comes with this cardboard backdrop, which allows for some nice display options. Optimus Primal here does come with a good fair amount of accessories here, and we'll just go over all of them one by one. It feels more like Primal is an accessory pack for other figures, because a lot of these other accessories feel like they fit a lot better in some other people's hands.
Give me that! Don't you know you're not supposed to take things that don't belong to you? What's the matter with you? You some kind of wild animal? Huh?
My Optimus Prime is now officially complete. Aside from those, the main accessories that he does come with that feel like they're totally his is he comes with these swords, which are completely based on the swords that he had in the original Beast Wars cartoon. And they look really nice. I love the silver and all the sculpted details, and the handles themselves look pretty good, I'd say. But overall, I do think these are definitely his best accessories, since all the other ones feel like they're a little bit tacked on. But you can still have a lot of these accessories be interactive with all the other ones, such as his swords being able to interact with the chains and everything, which isn't a bad look. He did use it briefly in the movie. And of course, one of his coolest accessories is he comes with the Transwarp Key, just like from the movie, and also just like from the movie. Not just this orange and silver detail, but it also can split into two halves, just like how they need to, acquire the two halves of the key. And then as for weapon storage, his swords have these little notches right here that go into these little slots on his back. And honestly, these are the only accessories that actually have any kind of weapon storage. Everything else, you just have to kind of throw it anywhere you can. Like, for example, up his ass. Now taking a very close look at the actual gorilla itself, the head sculpt here looks absolutely fantastic. Those green eyes look very, very nice. I love all of the sculpted in details and the nostrils and just all these little like scratches and bumps, and just shows that there's a lot of grittiness to this character. Like, he's been around for a while, he's been through a lot of tough battles. And yeah, very nice texturing here on like this almost fur, kind of leathery fur detail coming on this guy, along with some mechanical detail combined with it. Again, nice fur texturing going all over this guy. Again, I love the mechanical detail that goes into these biceps and the forearms. The knuckles and the fingers look really good as well. The belly here also has some very nice, again, those fur texturing right here. Maximal logo right there on the chest. And then there's the gorilla tummy. Again, some scratches and stuff, really demonstrating how this guy has kind of been around for a little while. He's got a lot of experience. He's got his gorilla toes, his gorilla feet, which are actually pretty well sculpted. And this is honestly the one area of the figure that's got the most kibble is the back of the legs here. They just have the big robot mode feet just right there, but overall I don't think it's that big of an issue. And then here on the actual back of the gorilla, it's pretty smoothened out and looks pretty organic, I'd say. There's no like fur texturing or anything, it's mostly mechanical, but overall I think the backside looks fine.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Going over the monkey's articulation, first off he's got a ball joint at the head, which allows for his head to look up and down. It also allows for his head to look side to side a little bit, but the back of the head does tend to run into this little shoulder pad piece back there, so sometimes it's a little hard to get some head pose ability, but it can swivel from left to right, look up and down and all that. He does also have an articulated jaw in this mode, which is very nice to see on a figure like this. You could say he has some jaw-dropping detail. His shoulders can rotate a full 360. He does also obtain this butterfly joint right there that gives a lot of forward movement, which is always nice to see, that kind of articulation. Shoulder pads can move out, which allows for the arms to move outward to a great degree right there. He does also have a bicep swivel, 90 degrees of bend at the elbows, and then his wrists can rotate, and then he has opening hands which bend with have two bends at the knuckles right there. As you can see, he has got one right there and one right there, so it allows for all kinds of articulation. No waist swivel or anything. His hips can rotate back, not that far. They can't really rotate forward all that much, but it is just enough for him to get some on the ground four-legged posing. And then he does also have these slight hinge joints right here, and then hinge joints at the ankles as well, which do make it easier for him to stand up on his hind legs if you so wish, especially when he's compared with the Optimus Prime, just so you can kind of get a sense of how tall this guy is to Optimus Prime, at least at his max height, because obviously the one on all fours is more like down here. So here he is compared next to the leader class Scourge. As you can see, there definitely are some differences here in height in terms of leader class price point here. And then here he is with the last Rise of the Beasts Studio Series figure I took a look at, who barely even showed up in the movie at all. And then here's the same comparisons again, only when he's in when he's on all fours. And now let's get into this monkey's transformation. And now taking a look at Optimus Primal's head sculpt in the robot mode. It looks pretty good. Again, the green eyes carry over. Though I am not that big a fan of the mouth guard or the mouth being visible, because, well, for one, he didn't really use this in the movie. He only used it for for a fraction of a second, which is less than Rhinox, surprisingly enough. Even though this is the original face that Optimus Primal kind of had in the Beast Wars cartoon, plus the movie version with the battle mask on does look a whole lot better. But overall, I don't mind it too much. And just like the gorilla mode, a lot of that mechanical detail is carried over into here, such as all these bumps and scratches that are molded in and painted in. He's still got the Maximal logo right there. Got these nice mechanical abs going on. He still has that same fur texturing stuff here on the shoulders, and tons of that mechanical detail carrying over into the biceps and on the forearms. Again, that nice fur texturing. He's really got some hairy arms. He also has the same kind of articulated fingers as the gorilla mode. And then coming down to his hips, again, a lot of the mechanical detail has also been captured right here, along with some extra fur detailing. I also like some of this piston detail they have going in on the back. And again, the only bits of kibble on this guy really is that he's got these big feet right here on the back of his calves. But honestly, his calves are so chunky and big that you kind of don't really notice them at all. So it's not really that big of an issue for me. The only thing that is an issue for me is I don't like that he's got a bit of a hunchback. I especially don't like this little hunchback extension piece that goes around his neck. I just don't like how much it limits the articulation in the head when other figures we've had have had much better articulation in the necks. Speaking of articulation, this guy has the ball joint, as previously mentioned, at the head, but he can only look side to side, can't really look up, but he can look down a little bit, and not really much else. Again, same articulation here with the arms and the shoulders, how they can move out like that. Only this time, because of the way how he transforms, the butterfly joint is now going backwards instead of going forwards like it was in the other mode. And he does still have the same bicep swivel. He has another 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. The wrists do rotate, and again, previously mentioned, same articulation at those fingers. And then he does obtain a waist swivel this time. Hips can rotate up that far, they can rotate back that far, they can rotate outward that far. He does get a thigh swivel, about 90 degrees of bend at the knee until you untab the joint, and then it makes it go even more, but then you're left with this big old gap right here. And then finally, his feet, they can pivot inward like that. They can hinge a little bit back, and then he does also get some toe articulation due to transformation. So very fantastic articulation here on the Optimus Primal. The only thing that really bugs me is that neck joint. It's a real pain in the neck, you could say. And of course, the accessories definitely enhance the articulation that little bit more, just to really milk as many poses and playability out of this guy. And now for comparisons, here is the Optimus Primal compared next to the Voyager Optimus Prime. Again, I can see the complaints here about the whole Voyager leader class sizing thing. Again, even him here with Scourge. Scourge here at least has a little, just as much heft, and yet he's a little bit bigger. And also I feel like he has a little bit more paint over than Optimus Primal. And if they were really going to make Primal this small, they should have included at least a couple more accessories with him. And then here he is compared next to the YOLO Park Optimus Primal. Wait, I haven't reviewed that yet. And then here is Optimus Primal compared next to the Studio Series Rhinox. And then here he is compared next to Battle Trap. And that is basically it for my review on the Transformers Rise of the Beasts Studio Series Optimus Primal. And yeah, I like the figure, but I am annoyed with his price point and the size of the figure. I get that it's a leader class budget and they put all this stuff in, like posable hands, accessories, and the transformation. The transformation's not even that complicated. And I'm a little annoyed with the head sculpt, but like, with all those problems aside, I genuinely think this is probably one of the best Optimus Primals you can find on the market. That can transform, at least. And I think it's a fantastic looking figure. I like the articulation. I personally am happy paying the price that I did for him, but I can already see it being an issue for a lot of people. So if I personally had to give a rating to this figure, I give him a very solid 9 out of 10. Those little nitpicks do keep me from giving him the full 10 out of 10, but I do love him enough, even with his issues and the price, that I'm going to give him up to a 9. So anyway, that is basically it for the review on this guy. If you guys liked it, give me a like on the video. Comment down below what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel for more Transformers and action figure videos. And I'll catch you guys next time.